So we're going to start today's topic, critical thinking, with a few slides, a little bit of a presentation to kind of get our brains thinking about this new topic that is all over education at this point. So we're going to jump right into the presentation that I would have given or would give teachers at the beginning of the year to kind of get their brains thinking towards critical thinking in the classroom. First of all, to cover basically what critical thinking is, it is the mode that we think. It's the mode in which we think about subjects or problems, whether it's within the classroom or outside of the classroom. It is the mode we think, in which the thinker improves the quality of their thoughts by analyzing, assessing, evaluating, reconstructing information. It's to improve our quality of thought. It's usually self-guided, self-disciplined, and self-corrected. A lot of this information that I would be covering with my teachers is coming from the website listed there on the page, and I would encourage my teachers as well as you to get into that and see exactly their definition and how it links up here. In essence, what I'm saying critical thinking is, it's a better way of thinking. It's a more complete analysis of one's processing, and ultimately a better formula for their decision making. What happens to a critical thinker? Well, they raise the vital questions that go with a problem or with a situation. They gather and assess information, oftentimes from abstract ideas, not something that has been concretely handed over, but they're abstract ideas. They have well-rounded conclusions and solutions that have been tested. Critical thinkers are open-minded. They have an alternative thought, not a one-size-fits-all kind of a problem. And they communicate effectively when they're figuring out their solutions, which is why, particularly in our school, with math, we have really gone into math communication, having kids not just solve the problem, but then to be able to communicate that through to other students as well as to staff, what it is that they're doing to solve those problems, which helps us have a more well-rounded judgment and evaluation of a thought or a situation. Unfortunately, our minds are distorted. They are partial, they're biased, and we're left up to judgment that has either been through nurture or nature. And our quality of our lives depends on that thought process. So if we're always in the thought process of things having to fit a one-size-fit-all problem, then our quality of life is actually minimized as well. So we want to get away from that in our classrooms. We want to engage our students in more deeper thinking. We want them to construct their own decisions, their own problems, their own solutions as we go through that. So what do we do as teachers? We foster that critical thinking. We become committed to being reflective in our own lives. We become committed to thinking critically about how we're going to teach as well as how we're going to engage our students. And we have to become models. We have to become models in our daily lives, in our daily activities that show students what critical thinking actually looks like, sounds like, and feels like. I have a YouTube link that I encourage all of you to kind of dig into here on this part of the presentation. Kind of a little back homework, if you don't mind, to kind of catch up and see what the thoughts are out there on the internet. One of the first slides starts out discussing, if you give somebody a fish, they'll be fed for a day, but if you teach them how to fish, then they're fed for a lifetime, because they'll be able to take, instead of just one solution that fits this one problem, they'll be able to build their own solutions for a multitude of problems. So encourage you to take a look at this video if you have an opportunity to do a little extra homework. So here it is as a tool. Critical thinking is a transformative approach. It affects everything in our lives. It engages students in thinking while learning, and it's a forward way to think. So what I have done is I've added in some quick little YouTube videos of some teachers that have given some ideas and thoughts behind what it is to teach critical thinking in their lives. One of those being this website, or this link right here, high school special ed teacher, 20 years experience. Here's a little bit of his thought process. See if I can get him going here for you. Otherwise, we'll have an opportunity to catch those links here in a little bit. Who knows? A little touchy on my website, but anyways, an opportunity for you to kind of dive in and see a couple of videos that I went ahead and embedded into the presentation, so you can kind of hear firsthand from some of the teachers what it is that critical thinking looks like in their classrooms. My first gentleman here was talking quite a bit about always responding to his students' questions with questions. Why? Giving them a set of blueprints and having them experience things through trial and error. I then visited with an elementary music teacher who talked how she used deeper thinking to connect not just what they're doing in the classroom, but how it relates to their lives. I again visited with a second grade elementary education teacher. She talked about using critical thinking in daily life situations, engaging questions, and providing kids with experiences where they would then have to use that deeper knowledge and that deeper understanding. I know my time's running into 6 minutes, so I'm trying to wrap this up for you, but I want you to see real quickly one more opportunity to listen to what a kindergarten teacher is doing with critical thinking. It's such a tough age anyways with kiddos, but talking about how questioning is very important to her and getting that response that she needs. So anyways, critical thinking, what it looks like in our daily activities, as well as some links to do a little bit of homework on for you, but I hope you enjoyed the presentation.